So let's just fix up this final bug in this project where the door keeps opening, and then I'll just do a review of the scripts and then we'll leave it there. So currently, if I grab what appears to be a key, that is a security card really, a level 1 security card, then I go and open a level 1 door. Okay, I haven't lost the card, but then if I press E like it tells me, I keep getting that animation playing. The door keeps opening mysteriously. Okay, I'm not in the trigger zone there. Okay, so we just need to sort out this one last bug. Again, it's going to involve just a boolean and another conditional check. So, on the trigger volume script, one more boolean. This one I'm going to call has been activated. Has this door already been activated? So I set default to false because when we start out, no, they haven't been activated. So save that out. Now in the player script, where do we check to open the door? Well, here's where we're playing the animation for the door, so somewhere around here, right? So here's where we're checking if we have the key. So we can check if our inventory item, our key is there, and if that key is equal to the name of the door. And what was that variable? Has been activated. And if the door has not been activated, so remember not is the exclamation mark, and then we want to check on the trigger script dot has been activated. So if we have the key for this door and the door has not been activated, then we're going to play the animation, and then we better set that has been activated because we've just activated it equals true. Okay, there we go. Those two lines and that extra check on the conditional should fix all that right up. So let's go. Hit play. Got the green key on the way. Okay, so we're heading up to the level 1 door. Hit E, it opens. Now let's just pause it there. Where's that level 1 door? Not that one. That one. Has been activated is true now. If I look at the other doors, has not been activated. Has not been activated. Has been activated is true. So if I resume play, even though it's telling me to hit E, finally that door is staying open. There it is. Let's go and check it on the other level 1 door. Here's level 2 door. We don't have a key. Here's that other level 1 door. So I'm going to press E. Door opens. Keep pressing E. Nothing's happening. So there we have it. That's finally fixed up too. Also, that is really awesome. So the only thing I suppose we could try and do is clean up this inspector because it is a little bit confusing. So what does us as a developer need to know in the inspector? Well, we are setting if the trigger is for an item, like for the doors, it's not an item, but for the key, it is an item. This is going to be tricky. For the keys, this, as we found out, that's totally irrelevant. That's not going to do a thing on the keys. So if trigger for his item is true, that's just irrelevant. But for the doors, we need to know if we're removing the key or not. So that's something we need in the inspector. In trigger zone, we don't need to know that because we get something on the screen anyway. We definitely don't need to set this in the inspector. The player, I'll leave there because, as I said, that's the option to drag and drop it in, even though I have coded in a way to find that. The trigger item, absolutely. For each trigger volume, we need to set what the item this belongs to. And the trigger script, we don't really need that in the inspector because that's something that we find. And has been activated. That's something that the script uses. So we don't need to display that. So let's try and find that command that I've heard about before. I've never used it. So let's just type in Unity hide in inspector. Invisible public variable inspector. That sounds good. Pretty sure it's an ampersand hide in inspector. Okay, that's C#. Inspector, support documentation, yes. Let's go straight to the Unity reference. And there it is, that's what I was expecting, the ampersand hide in inspector. So the variable remains public, but it doesn't appear in the inspector. So let's work with that on the trigger volume script for all these variables. Okay, is trigger for item, we need to see that. Is removing item, we need to see that. In trigger zone, we don't need to see that. Let's add that. The player, like I said, we can assign it manually. Trigger item, absolutely need to see that. Trigger script, no, because we find that. And has been activated, no. We don't need to see that. So we've blocked out 3. At least it tidies up the inspector a little bit. What's going to happen here? Okay, it didn't break. And we have a lot less values in the inspector, a lot less variables to confuse things. Pretty much everything that we're going to be setting up when we build the scene. That's all that we have exposed. That's awesome. What about on the player script? I mean, we could hide everything here. So it's a matter of personal choice. I'm going to leave it because, yeah, I can see what's going on. Yeah, like I say, if you want to do it, you just saw exactly how it's done. Just above each variable you want to hide, the private ones are hidden anyway, so just above each public variable you want to hide, just add the hide inspector. Okay, so just for an example, we should have no variables on that player script showing now. There we go. Now let's just test it to make sure we haven't broken anything. Green key. Red door. Nope. We have a green key. Green key, green door. Yes. Can't do it again because if I hit the inventory tab, I don't have it. Let's go and get a security card. We're at the level 1 door, it opens, trying to hit E again, it doesn't keep reopening. Level 2, no, and we still have it. And we can open other doors with it. That's it. That is it. I always said you should never finalize anything because you're doomed to continue. So, on the player script, what am I going to change here? Can't see the full part of that inventory, so let's just make that 150 wide. We want to leave a 10 gap, so make that 160. There we go. All I've done is made that box wider for the inventory. Now I was so ready to run around. Running around. Still have that rogue ball rolling around. Pick up some keys now. Yeah, I've just given that a little bit more space. So if I pick up this point, now we can read the whole thing. That's fine. So, level 2 door, not happening. Can't walk through it, just put it wider. Level 1 door, it's happening. It's only happening once. And we still have our security card. Alright, we have all the other keys. So, red door, open. We've lost the red key. Can't open it again. Green door. Green key. Open it. Lost the green key. Can't open it again. There we go. Now I'm just showing off. So there we go. That's a pretty decent night's worth of work, eh? So I hope you've enjoyed this series on trigger volumes. There's a lot there to absorb, I know, but if you take it slowly and go through each part, like first of all, start with the box collider or any kind of collider that you set to trigger. Start with those events on trigger, enter, exit, stay. See how they are working. And then, yeah, start putting the whole inventory together. Have a good look at lists. Try and start using lists for your own things. Because once you become a master of lists, you can see we can just throw something like this together and we can keep adding different elements and yeah, we can put it all together. So have fun. I'll tell you what, I'm a bit of self-promotion here. Hit like. I want to see that thumb go up because this is really good stuff here. And if I see lots of likes and I see some more views, I will keep making videos. So hit that like and hit me up with a comment. I love to read all the positive comments. Okay, have fun and happy coding.